Welcome to Carolina Varsity's 2013 look at more top items. This time Matt has put together a list with containing that what he believes, or we believe, we kind of have a little bit of consensus, maybe a little different opinion on who's where, but we think these teams are the top five. Where they fall out, Matt?
Number 5, we're looking at the Butler Bulldogs. Mentioned a little bit earlier before about the staff changes on the defensive side of the ball. However, you do have talent returning on that side of the ball that I think are going to really give the Bulldogs a top 5 defense in Charlotte. You got Isaac Stewart at linebacker. Understand he's committed to Louisville. Congratulations to you, Mr. Stewart. I've got Mr. Kuzar on the defensive line also. And those two are going to have to anchor those guys, as they obviously lost a lot of talent into graduation from last year's state title team. But you got two of those guys that are top of the top in terms of talent, and I think that's going to carry Butler a good ways this year defensively.
Yeah, they do have a number of holes to fill.
Yeah.
As far as athletes are concerned, or players are concerned, but this is Butler, and year in and year out, there's people go and people come in, and a lot of times the people that come in are better than the ones that left. A lot of good ones left last year, but I'm certain that there'll be a number of good ones that's going to step in. Biggest question is just Shaughnessy, going away, and the only reason they're at number 5 is the question of what happens at the defensive coordinator. Do expect them to still be a strong defense, and they're going to be tough for most teams.
Definitely. Number 4, we got the West Meck Hawks, and this is going to be a fast and athletic defense here. I think their back 7 are probably some of the best in the city. You got Van Smith, who also plays running back, but at safety. Very good size at 6'1", 180. He's already being looked at by several ACC and SEC schools. He'll come up and fill the alley well. He'll also have enough range to help out in the passing game. They've also got a linebacker that transferred from West Charlotte. His name escapes me now, but he was all conference at linebacker last year for West Charlotte. With those two kids and some of the other athletes that have transferred in from different places, you're going to have a tough time trying to throw the ball against these guys. But they're at number 4 because I think up front on the defensive line, they may have a little bit of a tougher time trying to stop the run. And last year they had some tough times against teams that ran the ball well, like Olympic and Charlotte Catholic in their conference.
Yeah, so that was obviously my arguing point about West Meck is the strength up front, and how they look physical last year. Of course, this is a new season, so we'll see how physical they can be. But in a number of their games, they're going to have to be physical, or they're going to get run all over. So, very athletic team, lots of athletes, a lot of good players are over there on that side of the ball. Don't disagree with that at all.
Number 3, we've got the Huff Huskies. We always say all the time these guys are going to be in the right place at the right time, fundamentally sound. They're not going to get suckered in on reverses or misdirection plays. They're going to play their role, read their keys, and be in the right place at the right time. The big thing with Huff this year, secondary-wise, we heard a lot of things about Mark Fields Jr. in the secondary. Talked about Corey Bell, who's a returning all-conference player in the secondary, and also Mr. Casarino at defensive end. Those are going to be 3 players to watch just on that side of the ball for the Huskies, who under Coach Collins, they're going to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, this was a team that, well, it was kind of hard for me to judge where to put them. I felt like they were a top 5 team. There might have been some other teams that you could throw into the top 5, but this is one that I think these next 3 actually are. I think are teams that deserve to be there. I think Huff, the big thing going for Huff is well coached.
Yeah, definitely. Number 2, Rocky River Ravens. And once again, similar to West Meck, I think these guys have athletes all over the place. Some of the guys that you really want to look out for, they've got a corner. His name escapes me right now, but he's going to be one of the best in the city. I think he'll do a really good job. But when you get to this level, it's about team defense. And we mentioned the Rocky River coaching staff earlier. And these guys, they're going to be in the right place, kind of similar to Huff, right place, right time. But I think they're going to be a little more aggressive than Huff. Huff kind of plays a read and react type of style. I think you'll see Rocky River maybe blitz more and put those corners in man situations, and they've got the talent to do that. And that when you can play a style like that, that's going to make you really tough to score points on.
I think Huff Rocky River, and the reason I like them in the list is coaching. Obviously, I like Simpson a lot. I think the entire defensive staff, however, does a very, very good job, and not just in making certain kids are in the right positions, but when it comes even more important to scheming and knowing what the other team's going to do and making adjustments. I think that this is where Rocky River is stronger, and I know Coach Fowler doesn't want me to say it about any of his coaches, but you know, Simpson is a coach and needs to be a head coach somewhere. He was over at West Charlotte as head coach. They should have kept him. He needs to be a head coach somewhere. I would hire him as a head coach. Great defensive mind, great football mind. I think he knows offense as well, and that's why he is such a good defensive coach, and that's why I think Rocky River has the athletes at the positions.
Yeah. And
really, I think this is a team you don't want to throw the ball too much against. But I think more than anything, Simpson will have his defense doing what they need this season. This is going to be a good team, a lot because of their offense, but a whole lot about their defense.
Coming in at number 1, and really it was, really not a lot of discussion on this one. Mallard Creek Mavericks. The biggest thing, and I said it the other day on the forums, is the biggest thing that impresses me with these guys is every year they've got a defensive line that is just out of this world. You just can't block them. And you got a defensive line like that sets the tone. That's your front line. That lets those linebackers and safeties come up and make plays in the run game. And in the passing game, you don't have time to sit there and make your reads like you want to. And a big reason for that is their defensive end, Stephen Askew. I got word on him from a frequent poster on the forums. I looked into him. The kid had 17.5 sacks last year, all conference. And you got somebody like that returning, you're going to win a lot of ball games. And that's why they're our number 1 defense here in the city.
Yeah, there was no question about this one. The other 4, I'm certain that there's some other teams that could be, you could probably make a good argument for pulling one of those other 4 out and putting some other teams in.
Yeah.
But the one team that I could not make an argument, you just plain out, is Mallard Creek. And this is why, and we had them at number 2 on the offense.
Yeah.
And number 1 on the defense. This is why I think they're the team to beat this season. I'm a big fan of linebacker play. Of the positions on defense that I ever got to play, linebacker is the one that I like the most. And a linebacker cannot be effective unless his line is doing their job.
Yeah.
The line has got to keep the offensive lineman occupied with trying to block them so that the linebackers can do their thing. Otherwise, if those offensive linemen are allowed to get down into that second level, it just messes everything up on the defense. And obviously, they're very strong up front. They've got speed. They can man. They can go cover 0 if they need to.
Yeah.
And they've also got a good coach, heading them up. He's proven he's put one of the best defenses on the field, not just in the city, but in the state over the last you know, 4 years, 4 years, without question, they've had one of the best defenses. So, you know, here again, they've just faced some very good offensive teams, like that Butler team last year.
Yeah.
Just a phenomenal team all the way around. Really, I think this is Mallard Creek's year to, if they're going to do it, it's this year. There's a lot of questions in the city, and they've got you know, what we believe to be the top defense. It's going to be hard to score on these guys.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And let's look at our top 5 defenses for 2013.
We know you got some other comments. Let's hear them.